All right, welcome back to the Ryland Inn, and we are happy to be presenting our Easter menu today. Our menu consists of a salad and a soup, as well as a few add-ons and of course a few entree choices as well. So we can get right down to it and start reheating our soup. This is a spring pea soup made from fresh peas. We want to really just make sure that we're reheating the soup and not holding it hot. All we're going to do is put that on a very low flame. All right, so on to our salad. The salad is a really nice salad with grilled asparagus, marinated mushrooms, baby spinach, winter radishes, hazelnuts, and a soy sherry vinaigrette. And we're going to dress these with some salt and pepper. So we're going to take some of the soy sherry vinaigrette. So we're just going to gently toss these. The dressing is a little bit thick, so when you move it around in the bowl, make sure to toss everything evenly. So in order to plate this, we're simply going to take some of the greens. We're going to place some of the radishes around here as well. Then we have our marinated asparagus and mushrooms. Hazelnuts are already toasted, and you can add as much or as little as you like, but they add a great texture. And of course, these are from New Jersey as well. Very nice. So let's check on our soup. Should be pretty close to being ready. Just about there. This year's soup has some beautiful chickpea panis. These are like a chickpea pancake. I'm going to stand them up so that they're going to stick out of the soup a little bit. So unlike a smooth garnish where you could drizzle this around, I think this needs to be in little dollops. And you'll see that the herbs are also going to suggest the same thing. And then we're going to sprinkle around some of our little bacon bits, little bacon lardons. And I think a little bit of dill might be nice here. Some of you may have ordered the mozzarella di bufala. Today's mozzarella preparation is going to start with some arugula. So these are preserved mushrooms, and there's a little bit of olive oil and some nice vinaigrette there. I would take a little bit of that vinaigrette to dress the greens. You'll see some lemon zest in there. You can leave that out. So we're just going to lightly toss these greens. So the mozzarella itself is a ball, so you can slice it either way here. Right onto your plate. Now we have two really delicious condiments here. One is a sweet pepper jam. This is made with roasted peppers and is really nice and sweet. It's going to add a great complement to the richness of the cheese. And of course the mushrooms. So you have mushrooms, you have a little bit of shallot, you have some fennel, and now these will be served with crostinis. Just two here and two here. We have three entrees this time for our Easter meal, and the first one is a salmon. You have the nice seamed out leg of lamb with some rosemary, and you have a pork chop. The meats are going to take the longest time. They need about 13 to 15 minutes to get to medium rare or medium based on your preference. So my suggestion is that we put these in the oven first. So in order to make sure that you have the doneness that you're looking for, I would recommend using one of two different thermometers. This is an instant read digital thermometer. It'll tell you the temperature as soon as you put it in the meat. We have another one which will tell you the temperature at the end of a probe, and you can set the temperature to whatever you like, and an alarm will sound when you've reached 130 or 135 degrees based on what you're cooking. So what I'd like to do is put this probe on the edge of the oven. We want to insert it into the center of the roast, just like that. And when it gets to 135, an alarm will sound. So once it reaches 135 degrees, you're going to want to take the meat out of the oven and let it rest. That means do not cut it right away. Let the juices redistribute and it will be nice and juicy and not dry when you slice it. So now that we're about halfway through the cooking process of the pork and the lamb, we want to add the salmon and the greens. So this is going to take about 8 minutes from this point. Just like that. All right, in addition to the meats that are in the oven, we have sauces that accompany them. So the sauce will either say lamb sauce or pork sauce, and we're going to simply put those in the simmering water the same way we have the vegetables. All right, we should be very close here on our pork. And sure enough, we have an alarm that tells us our pork is done. Pork is looking beautiful. Take the probe out. And we don't want to cut this right away. We want to let that rest. And the same thing with the lamb. And in the meantime, we're going to plate some of our side dishes. So these are the rock potatoes, and we're simply going to scoop these out, put them into a nice bowl, and this is going to be garnished with some of our chimichurri sauce. So now let's plate our broccolini to be exact. And we do have some extra breadcrumbs that we're going to toss over the top. Now we can take a look at our vegetables here. As we've done in the past, we're going to open up these packages and put them into a small container just so that we can serve exactly the amount that we want and not just have to simply pour it out of the container. I'm going to put the carrots into a small container first. And we're going to put a little bit of this beautiful liquid. Now the salmon is perfectly cooked. You'll notice that the salmon was cooked on a bed of lemon and has some of the green scallions in there. And then this comes with the buttermilk dill dressing. I'll put it around the fish for now. Yep. And maybe just a little bit on the top of the fish here. And I'm going to garnish this with some of the lemon basil. I think that'll be real nice. And now the lamb and the pork have rested, so we can feel free to cut these. So we're just going to slice the pork approximately 1/2 inch in thickness, very gently with the knife. Don't push down too hard. The lamb I might consider slicing a little bit thinner. And we'll transfer that to the plate as well. And then we can spoon some of the lamb jus over the lamb, oh my god, and some of our pork jus over the pork. And we'll finish these with a little bit more herbs. On behalf of the entire kitchen team here at the Ryland, we want to wish you all a happy Easter, and thank you very much for supporting the Ryland Inn. Enjoy.